have you heard of the invisible string theory? You
That-
know the song from Taylor Swift.
Obviously, I was just about to say it. My
Yeah.
Lord and Savior Taylor has a whole song about it.
Yes.
And it's how we might all be connected in ways we don't realize, right?
Kind of, yeah. So people are talking about it online this week, the invisible string theory. And it's basically the belief that people who are meant to be in each other's lives are connected by an invisible string. So like no matter the timing, the distance, the life circumstances, that string, that invisible string eventually pulls them together.
Oh, okay. I
So
love that.
it's not like a scientific theory, but it's more of a metaphor for like a spiritual belief about fate in relationships.
Oh, I
you
love
know?
that. And it doesn't even have to be romantic love, right? It can just be your
Right.
friends.
It could be your friends, yeah. And the concept actually goes back way before it was like popular online.
Mhm.
Many experts are tracing it back to this East Asian legend of red thread of fate.
Oh, okay.
So it's like folklore where two people were destined to meet and they're connected by this invisible red thread that can stretch or tangle but never break. So you're always kind of
Gotcha.
like connected. I mean, do you think this is true? Like, do you think like you eventually end up with the person that you're supposed to be with and like you're always kind of connected to someone? Or do you think sometimes people look at this and they take it too literally and they're like, you must be my invisible string. Like I'm going to stay in this thing, even if it's like toxic or whatever, because we're
Mm.
connected via string.
I don't know that it's quite as binary as that
Yeah,
for me.
fair.
I think that I do kind of believe in karma, and I believe in a lot of like the energy that you put
Mhm.
out into the world is what comes back to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think the invisible string theory is nice.
Yeah.
I think a more pragmatic approach, just like that I've kind of internalized over the years, is that I think that we do have these relationships we maintain. I have many friends I've had for literally decades.
Yeah.
And sometimes it ebbs and flows in the sense that like I don't live there anymore, or somebody has a baby and they're having a hard time just keeping up with all that, and so like
Yeah.
they're not responding to my texts or memes or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
I never get mad about that kind of thing, to be clear, not complaining. But I think that there are different ways of showing up at different points in time for your friends, your partners, your family, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of that is because you have these binding ties, these invisible strings connecting you to them.
Mhm.
Do I think that like maybe some people use this as an excuse to stay in toxic relationships? Probably. But
Yeah.
I think, I don't think I would have met my husband if he hadn't like ended up here at a specific time on Hinge in West Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like there
Yeah.
are all these things that had to happen for that to happen, for us to get together.
Yeah.
But I do think that like there's somewhere in between all of that is
Yeah.
the truth. And
Yeah.
I think that for me, I just like love having positive relationships over like a long time. And I think it doesn't even have to be romantic love in that case.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I do feel like it's kind of nice to just like connect the dots afterwards and be like, oh, it's like fun that we ended up in the same place at the same time and doing the same thing. You
Or
know?
like, I've met people who were like, it was so weird. We used to vacation at the Jersey Shore as kids.
yeah,
and then
you're
like
me too. And we were there in the same picture.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
those stories. I love when people have those things. And
Yeah.
I do part of it makes me believe in it more when that kind of thing happens.
Yeah.
But even just like randomly, like I have a girlfriend here who both of us went to Mizzou and like
Yeah.
didn't know each other, but we ended up being neighbors in West Hollywood like 15 years later. What are the
Yeah.
odds of that happening?
Yeah, it's amazing.
And it's just like a cool thing. And the world is small, I think, is what I'm getting at. And
Yeah.
like when I'm reminded of how like interconnected we all are as a people, I like kind of love it and gives me hope in like humanity and life.
Yeah, no, I agree. We all are pretty much connected at this point.
Oh,
Especially
yeah,
if you live
for
in LA.
sure.
You're
And
gonna
it's
see
like,
the same
listen,
people
I don't know.
around.
Do you believe in like fate, or do you just like, I don't know, what's your vibe on fate?
Fate? Like
Yeah.
yeah, I do, I think. I think
Yeah.
it's nice to believe in things, and that's a nice thing to believe in.
I agree. Like the
You know?
universe presented you with an opportunity and you like maybe took it.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time I believe like you're in the right place at the right time for what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think
agree.
that can be used as a crutch. Like sometimes I think I'll be like, oh, this is like the timing's not right. But it's like you can like make the timing better for yourself. Sometimes I think I look at myself like, oh, you can make the timing better. But anyways, that's just me being self-critical.
No, I think it's true for all of us, honestly. We're all
True.
probably like that occasionally when we're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, the timing wasn't right. And you're like, well, I mean, like you could have made it to that Pilates class,
Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah.